guys, and welcome back to a new video. So today me and Dad are in Ariker and we're going to be doing the Glen Loin loop. So we're currently parked at the Sucketh car park and we're going to be heading up here for around a kilometre before heading along and almost towards the Sloy Dam, but we're not going to go quite up to there. And then we're going to come back down Glen Loin, and we think it's going to be around 17 kilometres. And also I think this is going to be our first ever trail running type of video. But here we are at Loch Long and it's absolutely gorgeous. Alright, so currently me and Dad are just continuing up the path as if we're going into the Ariker Alps. But soon enough, this path will fork, going left to go to the Alps and right to go to Glen Loin Loop. So we'll be heading in this direction, and I think that's Glen Loin through there. But this is the path which we're coming up right now. It's actually been recently renovated as well, I think. Alright guys, so we're just about to come up onto the fork in the track, where the right-hand fork is where we're going, and that takes us onto the Glen Loin Loop, whereas the left-hand fork takes us up into the Ariker Alps if we were to go there. So if you were to climb any of the Munros, like Benny and Ben Ornain, you would end up going left up here, but we're going to be going right, because we want to do the loop. Alright guys, so here you can see Dad, and he is just running towards the Glen Loin Loop now. And this way, that path here takes you into the Ariker Alps. Behind us, we've got Loch Long, and Ben Lomond is just over here. And then the village that you see is Ariker. So we're currently up at about 100 metres right now. And I think the high point on this walk is about 300. But we've only done 1 kilometre and it takes 7.5 to get to that high point. Alright, so this is what we can see right now and it's absolutely gorgeous. So that is Loch Long, the village of Ariker, the village of Sucketh, and that is Glen Loin, where on the way back we will be running through. This is what the track runs like and it's absolutely beautiful. Down here is the A83, which actually takes us to Campbellton, so hopefully we'll be on there soon. No spoilers though. And this is behind us. It's absolutely beautiful. I love runs like this, like the trees. It's just gorgeous. And I'm really enjoying this so far, although we still got 15k to go, so we'll see at the end. Alright guys, so we're just still going through the trees. And we've came from this climb, which is quite steady. And now we're heading along here, and I'm pretty sure it's about 3 kilometres total from where we head onto this track through the trees. And we've done 3.69k overall, so hopefully we should be out of the trees in about a k or so. This is what we can see, and it's really pretty. It's very, I don't know how to explain other than it's very Scottish. Dad says it's very soggy. Alright guys, so we're starting to get mountain views now, and I'm pretty sure this snowy one here, that is Ben Vane, which was actually my 8th Munro, so that was a while back. And this is behind us, still in the trees, but it's really pretty. It's quite gloomy above, but I feel like it just makes it look cooler. It's very atmospheric type of thing. I'm also sweating, look at me. Guys, I've just took my hat off and we can see a path just over here, and I'm pretty sure that is the way we'll be coming back on. So I'm pretty sure we'll be going up there. Alright guys, so this is us behind. Look at that. That is Ben Vane. And it's absolutely stunning. I can't believe, just look at it. I feel so tiny around here. I don't know how to explain it. All around us, over here, massive hills. And then even more massive hill. There's another big hill over there. And we're actually currently on the underside, although you can't really see behind us. But we're actually now on the underside of a corbett called a Croix, I think it's pronounced. It's absolutely mental. We're just completely surrounded here. It's so cool and it's so gorgeous. Alright guys, so look at this in front of us. That right there, that's the Sloy Dam, Ben Vane and Ben Vorlich. So we're not going down this path, but we're keeping along. And I think it's called Corrie Grogan that we're heading towards. And then we'll snake along here onto the main Sloy Dam track and back out the glen that way. Look at this though, it's absolutely beautiful. The mountains look massive, and they are. But bear in mind, Ben Vane meant to be the smallest Munro. Look at that thing. That is mental. And you can actually also see part of the path here on Ben Vane. Look at Ben Vorlich as well, it's huge. Ben Vorlich was my 4th Munro and Ben Vane was actually my 8th Munro. So those were done a while ago. Alright guys, so there's a wee gap here through the trees. And that big monster up there is a corbet called a croix. And if we could see through the trees, straight on would be Benin. And just poking out here is Ben Vane. And this behind us is where we are. We're still in the trees. This is very, very forestry. But we're well past 7k, which means we've got a bit under 10k to go. Alright guys, so we've got hills in front of us now, and we're just about to cross over to the other side of the glen over here. So that is Benin with the snow in it. And this is, I'm pretty sure it's a side part of Ben Vane. Look at this, absolutely beautiful. Hopefully we'll be out of the trees soon, because it's quite humid in there is the best way to describe it. And that behind us is a croix. Croix or croix, I'm not sure. Ben Vane, gorgeous. Can't get enough of these views. So we've got this sign here, which says, if you can read that, Glen, Loin, Loop, Ariker. So this direction we've came from. And this here is Ben Vane. And we're just about to come down to here. And this burn, pretty sure it marks the halfway point. So that means we're halfway there. Behind us here is Ben Vorlich. It looks an absolute monster of a mountain, which it is. I've actually got quite a funny story about Ben Vane, but I will tell you it when we get to the bottom of it. Look at this snow on a croix, it's absolutely gorgeous. And we just came over this wee burn, which is halfway. So every step now means we're closer to being back at the van. Alright guys, so you can see Dad's made it to this wee gate here, which I'm pretty sure marks the end of the trees, I hope. No offence to these trees, it's been lovely, but we've been in there for like 9 kilometres now, so it's quite good to come out of them. But this wee building here, don't really know what it's for. I think, to be honest, I think it's just a place where people go to have a wee when they're outside. But this is inside of it. It's quite dark and muddy. I don't think I'd like stay in there myself, wouldn't recommend. But like, I'm sure it's good if you need to get out the weather. Alright, so this waterfall here is actually part of the hydroelectric scheme because you can see all of this water coming down there. And you'd think it would run down here. But no, it doesn't, it just dries out. So where does all this water go? Here is where the water goes. So you can actually see it there. And that is being redirected to the Sloy Dam to make hydroelectric power. Also, behind us, we've got where we've ran along. So we've ran along this side. Benin will be up in the clouds. Aqua and Ben Narnain will also be up in the clouds. And if I just get off this wee grassy bit quickly, over there, we've got views towards what would be Loch Lomond and some wee sheepies. Okay, so we're past the 10-kilometre mark now. And this is what we can see behind us. So those trees there, we came through there. And we also came along this side, which is really cool to look back at how far we've came. And across here, we've got views to what down there will be Loch Lomond and another loch, potentially Loch Venacher, but don't quote me on that. But up here is Ben Vane. Alright guys, so we've made it to the bottom of Ben Vane now. And here you can see the staircase. The staircase to hell. Now, I've actually got a story about that. So basically, when I was like 10, this was when we've done this. This is my 8th Munro. And I was really tiny when I was 10. So Dad had to like pick me up and like fling me over the top of the rock because there was a bit of a scrambly bit and I couldn't get up there. So this year, Ben Vorlich and Loch Lomond and Aqua and back to where we've came. I'm actually really looking forward to coming down through the trees again, as it looks like it's going to be a really nice trail section, or that's what we've seen on the videos we've watched. Alright guys, so we've made it now onto the main Sloy Dam path, so this tarmac road here. And just up this way will be where you would go if you're wanting to climb Ben Vorlich, and you basically just go up the stairs and like, and you're up at the top. It's very steep. And over there, that's the dam itself. This is Ben Vane, and this is where we've came from. The path to Ben Vane is just about here-ish. And then behind us, we've ran all along there on the underside of Aqua. It's absolutely gorgeous. And like down this way would be Loch Lomond, but I don't think we're going to get to see it today. Alright guys, so we've made it to this signpost here, which marks where we're turning off the main dam track, and we're heading back onto the Glen loop, and now we're on our way back, so I'm pretty sure it's lower, but it's also more on a trail rather than on a track. This is Ben Vane behind us, and it still looks really gorgeous. And this is one of the little hills, I think, on Ben Vorlich. Why on earth are they called little hills? Does that look like a little hill? Anyways, just getting on about how hills are named weirdly. But behind us here, if that wee lump wasn't there, we would be able to see Loch Lomond. It's so pretty here. I'm loving this. It's so good. Alright, so we're at this gate here, and I'm pretty sure this is where that nice track that we've came down there turns into this path. But I'm quite excited. I love traily bits like this. This is so fun. And we've just been talking to these lovely people, and they said that it's quite marshy, but I'm quite excited for that. I think it'll be quite fun. Alright guys, so I'm just going to show you the mud here. Look at that, look how muddy it is, it's mental. And this is not the only bit like this. And now, I'm just going to show you me. Look at me, look at my leg. What is going on there? So basically, I stood on this bit of grass because it was like a blade of grass sticking upward. And our logic is that if there's a bit of grass there, can't be that deep. Spoiler, doesn't really work. Because look at that. Somehow I've only went in one leg, but I like saved myself with my hands. So this shoe's still a bit mental. But like, yeah, so I don't know whether you should be impressed or disgusted, but I'm quite impressed, to be honest. Alright, so it looks as if we've got a bit of a downhill coming here, which is quite nice. And look behind us. So pretty. That's still Ben Vorlich. And that's Aqua and Ben Nornain. And that's my leg. It's a bit mental, but over here, so that's Ben Nornain, and then that is the way that we came up, actually. So on that great track, also, can't lie, I'm having more fun on this. Like, I don't know, but I'd rather run on a path where I'm falling all over the place. Like, it's just so much fun. I know I sound a bit sarcastic when I'm saying that, but I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I'm actually being serious. But look at the views all around us. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, also, I've painted my nails. Do you like them? They're a bit chipped, but it's okay. I'm going to be taking them off soon. But yeah, I just thought they were cute. So beautiful here. I genuinely can't get over it. Alright, so I bring some information to you. So this is like a newly built track road type of thing, but we aren't supposed to go on this because there's these wee gates here which take us onto the original path. So I'm pretty sure we're not really meant to be on here. So just follow these red gates and try to stay out of this because I'm pretty sure this is new and being worked on. Guys, we can see Loch Long officially, which means we're nearly at the bottom, and this up here will have been where we've ran along. Now, this is the reverse of the Walk Highlands route, and I'll tell you why we've done that. Basically, me and Dad, we prefer running on, like, for example, like this, rather than running on a big track like earlier. So we decided that we would go up the big track and down the trail. This is just our preference, and you'd definitely be able to do it a lot faster if you went up this way and then down the track up here. But we decided to have a good time rather than a fast time, which I thought was pretty inspiring. Also, there's that road again, so you probably could go on it, but I don't think you're really meant to. We didn't. Alright guys, so we've made it to Stronafine and we're about 1 kilometre away from Succoth Car Park in Ariker, which is where we're parked. But up here, where we ran along, it's absolutely beautiful. And look up at Ben Ornain, it looks mental. I'm tired. My legs are really sore. You're just like achy. And also the mud kind of blended into my leg now. But I think we've got about 1 kilometre to go, so we're pretty close. I'm also quite hungry. I could go my lunch. Also, yes, in case you were wondering, my lunch is the same as it always is. Don't even worry about it. Alright, so we've made it onto this road here, and there's the sign for the Ariker car park. And this road is actually the one from earlier that's just being like continued, so maybe you could go up there, but I wouldn't recommend it. Here's actually the sign for the Glen Loin loop path, which is where we've came, so down here. And soon enough will be an Ariker car park, which leads us to Succoth car park. And we've definitely got under 1 kilometre to go now, which is good because I'm pretty tired. Although saying that, it's been so much fun. I've really enjoyed it. Alright guys, so this is us made it to Ariker car park. And this is it just here. And that right there is Loch Long, and it looks absolutely amazing. So we've been up this way through these trees, and that's Ben Ornain. That'll be the underside of the cobbler. This bridge actually looks really cool, but it's so gorgeous here. I love it so much. I'm really enjoying myself. Alright, so this is us just in the van now, and we finished our wee run expedition type thing. We ended up doing 18 kilometres, and we're not sure quite yet how much elevation gain we did, but I think it'll be around 400 metres. We're still on the side of Loch Long, and it's absolutely beautiful. I've had an amazing wee run. Well, I say wee. This is actually my longest ever run, 18 kilometres. Never done that before. But anyways, so good. Loved it so much. Would recommend. Amazing. But bye. Thank you so much for watching.